Hello, dear ones. It's Kaylin here. So today I've been guided to give a short tutorial about how to clear and cleanse gems, minerals, crystals, really anything that you really want to restore back to its original kind of state. Crystals are really nice to do this with, especially for those of us who work with crystals and healing. The beautiful thing about crystals is that they can absorb and transmute much energy. At the same time, most crystals do not cleanse themselves. There are some like citrine and tourmaline, and there are some others, black tourmaline, that do not require cleansing. However, sometimes I will just kind of, have an intention, at least putting them out in the sun to recharge them or give them some, extra fuel, but they don't require saging or anything like that, as they are able to do that on their own. Most crystals, however, and gems, they do not do that. So we want to be aware of doing this before we put them on someone or before we carry them on our person or use them for any spiritual purpose, or really any purpose, because it could be mental, emotional, physical. Minerals can help us in a myriad of ways. So in order to keep them clear and doing the work that they're meant to do best for us, we clean them. There are many ways, and I'm sure you can find many different techniques, and obviously go with what resonates for you, because there are numerous incarnations and numerous expressions of Source through us as unique individuals, so are there many techniques to find our way toward the light and clean our crystals and you name it, so I'm really all about just finding what works for you and owning it and doing it. So this is just one technique that I use. I will also kind of give a couple other little glimpses as to some other techniques I do, but this is like the main one that I started with. I think it's a really easy one for most people to learn because it's very simple. So the first thing that you need are, your crystals. I have a few here today. I have lapis lazuli, carnelian, and this is blue lace agate. So, carnelian and lapis lazuli. And in another future video, I'm sure we'll get more into, the meanings behind these crystals and the powers that they hold and the things that they can help us transform. But today, we're just working on how to cleanse them, how to keep them clean and clear. So one way that you can is actually just to get a big bowl and fill it with salt. Not salt water, but just salt. And, enough so that you can actually put the crystals inside of it. So, you'd have this bowl full of salt. I don't have one with me right now. That just came through right now, and that is one way of doing it. That's a very simple way. I would leave them in there for about 12 to 24 hours. Just allow the salt to really just take away all of that, negative energy. And then the best way to dispose of that would be in some type of body of water or the sewer. Of course, ask the body of water before you do that. You can just throw it in the garbage if that's all you have access to, and that's okay. Just, ask, for this salt to be, eliminated and for the negative energy to be transformed. And, everyone is really safe. It's okay. There's really no reason to be afraid of these things anyway. But so that is one way. And also you can reuse the salt. You don't have to, every time you clean your crystals, you don't have to get new salt. You can use it several times, kind of check in with it, check in with your intuition and kind of sense, you could sort of feel if the salt feels a little bit dirty, if it feels a little bit dull, that maybe it's time, to get a new batch. But, honestly, you could probably use it a few times, and it should be okay. The other way that I'm going to get into more detail about with you today is sage. So here's a smudge stick that I have of sage. It's wonderful for clearing negative energy. It's also really great to just kind of sage yourself and just sort of clear your room. You can clear your house. Another video that I think will be coming soon if there's interest. But using the sage to clear the crystals is very useful. It's very easy. So first we would just light it. Just thank you, sage. Thank you so much for assisting me in this cleansing. Thank you for clearing these gems and minerals for me so that I may use them for the well-being of all. And so it is. Saying a little prayer before you start is never a bad idea. Asking the universe to come, your guides, whoever you work with on a regular basis, whether you know that or not, it can be very helpful. So here we are. We have our lit sage. And you can't really see the smoke that well right here, but essentially what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to have the crystal or gem or mineral over the smoke so that the smoke is sort of like caressing the crystal and clearing its surface, but it's penetrating. And so you're having the intention in your mind of, I will say it out loud. You can say it out loud. You don't have to. But this sage is clearing this crystal of all negative energy. The energy of negativity is being transmuted and transformed into pure light, pure awareness. All negativity is being sent to the light. And so you just kind of keep doing this. You let the smoke kind of go on and you sort of turn it around, let the smoke hit it in different areas, all the while having this intention that you're clearing negative energy, that it's being transformed into light, and that you're just kind of seeing it kind of go, just going away, going up to source where it can be transformed and transmuted. Because really everything is light, okay? That's one thing we have to really remember. It's hard to remember sometimes when there's so much, going on that is so negative in the world, but it's all light. It's all one, really. It is. It's just different manifestations, begging for love, really. Just like a little child. They beg us for their love, even when they're throwing their tantrums and screaming and making us think that we're crazy. I have a little 3-year-old, so I'm right in the thick of it. But they really just need our love. That's what they need. And as soon as we give it to them, something changes, and it's pretty amazing. So, anyway, I'm on to the next one now. I'm on to the blue lace agate. We're just clearing. I allow this crystal to be cleared by the sage. Thank you so much for your assistance in this process. I feel, sense, and see this energy moving toward the light and being cleared into pure awareness, pure love. Any negative energy that this stone is holding is now released and now clearing as we speak. That one feels good. That one wasn't holding as much. So now on to the next. So really this is, you can do this every day if you wanted, and really you don't need to though. Like I said, if you're using your crystals on someone or if you're doing like a session for yourself, then I would clear them. I think it's just always a good idea, especially when you're working with clients, to clear the crystals. It's really just, just like a massage therapist, we clean our sheets. We clean any tools we use, we're going to clean them every time we use them with anyone. And so that's the same thing with the crystals. We're going to clean them every time we use them, just to keep everyone safe, because sometimes, we may resonate on the same frequency as someone, and like, we just want to make sure that we're not like putting that stone back onto someone else, with that energy. So it's just respectful, a little bit to do that. And again, but there's no reason to fear. We're just doing this as it's like sort of a ritual. It's I don't know, it's kind of like just a ceremonial gesture, I guess. So yes, so here we are, almost finished with this carnelian. So then we would thank our sage. Thank you so much, Sage. Thank you for assisting me in this healing and this clearing. Truly appreciate your assistance and love. If you're able to, it's nice to allow the sage to like burn out on its own. Sometimes it doesn't, but I usually like to give it a chance to do that. I don't know, it just feels right to me. It's not, like wrong to put it out. You can put it out. One way that I like to do it is to use rose water. I'll just spray some rose water on it and allow it to go out that way if I need to. It just feels a little bit sweeter, I don't know, to do it that way. I'm just kind of like trying to respect the sage and appreciate it in as many ways as I can. So that's just how I do it. Again, there's many ways to do these things. So then the next thing we do is whenever we clear, we always want anything. Okay, now I'm talking about like clearing yourself, clearing your house, clearing your crystals. Whatever you're clearing, you always want to replace that empty space with sweetness, with love, with light. Because, when we have these empty spaces, there is room for something else to fill it. And we want to be intentional about what we're filling those spaces with. So a really nice way of doing that is just right after you do your clearing, automatically have that intention. There are a few ways of doing this. I'm a Reiki master teacher, and literally any Reiki practitioner, you can put Reiki in, you could hold it. You don't have to, be a Reiki master or anything like that. You can really just even have the intention of putting light and envision the stones kind of just like filling with light and just seeing this beautiful light just filling the crystals. And even if it's in your mind's eye, even if you can't really see it happening, it's just the intention of this. They're just being filled with light and love and just pure awareness, just filling the crystals. You can do that. You can actually even use that as a clearing. If you don't have access to sage, maybe you're on the go, you're out camping or something, and you just are guided to do some sort of healing with someone, you can actually use that as a clearing, like envisioning this light just penetrating the entire, just like from the center out. It's like this beautiful, it's really beautiful actually to see. So you can actually use that as a clearing in itself. But if you did the sage and you want to use that as like sort of the light, filling it with light, you can do that. You can also take either sweetgrass or lavender, or I don't have access to those today, but I have some yummy incense. It's like sandalwood and cinnamon and clove. It's just yummy. So you can have this incense, and you can actually kind of do the same technique that you do with the sage. But you kind of do that, and then as you do that, you're like saying your little prayer, like, I am now filling this gem, this mineral, with pure love and the sweet smell of awareness, the sweet smell of earth. And it doesn't have to be very long, but it's just the intention. It's the intention of replacing the energy with goodness, with joy, with positive energy. And then the other way that you can do it, well, another really great thing to do after you sage is just to even run the gems and minerals under cold water. That's really nice to sort of clear some of that negative energy. You can do that. You can also use rose water. I like to spray them kind of with some sweet smelling rose water, and then I do my little intention, my visualization. Honestly, I kind of do most of these things when I do any like little saging ceremony. I actually, incorporate many of the things, whatever I'm guided to do. But you don't have to use all of them. You can use one or two or whatever you want. And then when you're done, you just thank you. Thank you to the universe, to love and light for assisting me. Thank you for my guides. Thank you for coming and assisting me with this beautiful ceremony of clearing so that I may use these crystals for the well-being of all. And so it is. So thank you so much, dear ones, for coming today and watching yet another one of my videos that I'm so excited are coming through now. May your day be blessed and filled with joy. Namaste.